Hello and welcome to my world. Today I'm sharing my top 10 tips on how to make your very own stop motion video. Whether it's for your music video, an art project, or something you want to do with your kids, this is a super fun project that is budget friendly. I just finished making my first full-length stop motion music video, and I had so much fun doing it, and I want to share with you what I learned to help you avoid any frustration and maybe get some fun ideas. If you want to see the music video that I made, it's called Constellation Garden, and it's from my Starseed Lullabies children's album. You can listen to it on all streaming platforms. Before we get into our tips, I just want to share a couple things with you. The time investment you need to complete this kind of project really depends on how deep you want to go with the details and how smooth you want it to look. This process took me a few days, however, I want to make the disclaimer that I worked with many different kinds of scenes. I made a full-length 2-minute video, and I added lyrics for the lyric video, and I was filming this tutorial all at the same time. So you can definitely start with a shorter video to test out if you like this process. Watching your drawings come to life is super inspiring, even if the drawings are simple. Let's get started with tip number 1. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick your editing software. For this project, I worked with iMovie and Canva. Both are free, but there is a paid version of Canva that has a background remover tool, which I think is really useful. You can also use TikTok or Instagram on your phone, as they both have really great video editing software and effects. There are also other great stop motion apps available for free, like Stop Motion Studio. So test out a few of them with some smaller projects, and then you can dedicate yourself to some longer ones after. Tip number 2. Once you have your editing software picked, you're going to want to make a storyboard. This is basically where you just make notes on where you want the visuals to land. I decided to organize this one with timestamps, and I line them up with the lyrics for the song that I'm animating. If you're doing a story that isn't tied up to a song with lyrics, that's okay. You can just describe the scene that the character is in or the script that they say and things like that. So what I did here in my example is I wrote down the lyric, where it lands, and the visual that I want to have there. Tip number 3. When you're making your storyboard and picking your visuals, don't be too literal in every single scene. In my case, I was working with a music video. Every single scene wasn't exactly what the lyrics said. I did that in some cases where I got the little bird to water the star garden, but if I did that literal imagery in every single scene, it would get kind of boring. And that leads me to tip number 4. Instead of being literal, you can make be real. Maybe you get a close-up of your main character, or you pan out on a beautiful landscape. Just little things that don't necessarily have to be word for word what's happening in the story, or word for word what's happening in the song, but just capture the altogether energy. Tip number 5. Keep it simple. Don't make super complicated images, especially if this is your first stop motion video. Remember, if you want to draw someone walking, you can choose to make them hop around by just moving their character. But if you want it to be more realistic, you may want to draw 2 or 3 versions of that person. You draw an image of them with both feet down, then an image with one leg lifted, and then another image with another leg lifted. This will make it look like they're walking as you move them. And if you want to make it look even more realistic, you might just lift the leg a little bit at a time. So it's on the floor, it's a little higher, then it starts to go down and the other leg starts to rise. So if the character is super complicated, it might be hard to recreate it with all these different positions. Tip number 6. If you're doing a stop motion with painted or drawn images and characters, you're going to want to paint as many as you can before you start taking photos. That way you don't have to go back and forth so much. Granted, once you start filming, you may make changes and have to draw up a few new things, but getting them ready in advance will save you a lot of time. When I was doing my video, I realized I didn't have enough content, and some of my ideas weren't really translating really well to the stop motion, so I did have to make a few more once I started filming. Tip number 7. When you take photos of your characters, make sure it's in good lighting and try to keep the lighting consistent, unless you want your character to be like strobing from bright to dark, which I actually did for my stars because I wanted them to twinkle. Tip number 8. Test how your tools work. If you want to make your own background and cut out your little character and move him on that background, that's really cool. If you want to work with a green screen and put your little character on the green screen, move your character around and then add the background later, that's also really cool. If you want to take a picture of your character, use the background remover on Canva and add the background from there, that's also super groovy. Just test them all out before you spend a whole lot of time on any one big thing. I was gonna put my little bird guy on a green screen and take that over to iMovie and add the background there, but then my little bird had a green leaf painted on his head, so it turned out that I didn't want to do that because his green leaf disappeared when I put him on the green screen. So just make sure you test out your tools before you spend too much time on something that might not work. Tip number 9, the shorter the frame, the smoother the video. Say you squeeze 5 pictures into 1 second of your video, or 1 picture into 1 second. That'll make a huge difference. The shorter the frame, the smoother the video. Tip number 10, have fun. Don't get too picky. The style of this kind of art is very DIY, so let it be fun and honor that it might look a little choppy. The limitations that you experience in this art form do inform the style of what it's gonna look like, and that's really cool. So don't worry about it being perfect, have fun, and tell your story. Bonus tip, if you want music for your video, most video editing softwares have music available. If you want to compose your own music for your video, check out my free Unlocking the Piano for Creative Freedom book. The link is in my description. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope these tips helped you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and please share this with someone you think would enjoy.